There was a night when the sky seemed silent, but heaven was not. A night when a prophet closed his eyes and history opened before him. The wind howled over a dark sea, and from those waters something began to rise. Not one creature, but four. Beasts unlike anything the world had ever seen. Claws of iron, wings torn from the sky, teeth that crushed kingdoms. This was not a nightmare. This was a vision, a revelation that would shake empires before they were even born. The night Daniel saw the beasts rise from the sea was not just about monsters. It was about power. It was about pride. It was about the destiny of nations. And above all, it was about who truly reigns when everything falls apart. Tonight you will step into that vision and see what Daniel saw. Welcome to Divine War Stories. Here we dive deep into the most intense prophetic visions of Scripture. We explore spiritual battles, apocalyptic warnings, and the authority of Jesus Christ over every kingdom. If you are searching for truth in confusing times, you are in the right place. Subscribe to the channel and join this journey through the unseen war behind history. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new revelation. Every video is built to help you understand the Bible clearly and deeply, not with fear, but with discernment, not with speculation, but with Scripture. Because prophecy was not written to scare you, it was written to prepare you. And today, we begin with the night Daniel saw the beasts rise from the sea. The vision begins in the first year of King Belshazzar of Babylon, and Daniel, the prophet carried into exile, finds himself watching the winds of heaven stir up a great sea, a symbol of chaos and nations in turmoil. And from those restless waters emerges the first beast, like a lion with eagle's wings, a terrifying image recorded in the book of Daniel, revealing that earthly power often appears majestic at first glance, but hides something far more fragile beneath its surface. As Daniel watches, the wings of the lion are torn off, and it is lifted from the ground and made to stand like a man, showing that even the greatest empires can be humbled in a single moment, reminding you that no government, no system, no leader stands beyond the reach of divine authority. Because the vision is not random imagery, it is a prophetic unveiling of how God rules above human pride.
Then another beast rises, this one like a bear, raised up on one side with 3 ribs in its mouth, commanded to devour much flesh. And the image grows darker, showing expansion, conquest, and insatiable hunger, revealing how kingdoms built on violence never truly rest. They consume and are consumed. And Daniel is not merely seeing animals, he is seeing the spiritual nature behind political power. The third creature appears like a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads, and dominion is given to it, moving with terrifying speed across the earth, symbolizing how swiftly authority can spread when ambition is fueled by unchecked desire. And as you listen, you begin to understand that prophecy is not fantasy. It is God pulling back the curtain on history before it happens. But then comes the 4th beast, different from all the others, dreadful, exceedingly strong, with iron teeth and 10 horns, crushing and trampling everything in its path. And Daniel struggles to describe it because it does not resemble any known creature. It is chaos embodied, power without conscience, domination without mercy. Among its horns rises a little horn, with eyes like a man and a mouth speaking great things, full of arrogance and blasphemy. And here the vision turns intensely personal, because pride always elevates itself beyond its limits, and when power begins to mock heaven, judgment is not far behind. Yet the scene shifts suddenly from beasts to thrones, and Daniel sees the Ancient of Days seated in blazing glory, garments white as snow, hair like pure wool, a river of fire flowing before him, and the message becomes clear. No matter how terrifying earthly kingdoms appear, they are temporary before the eternal throne. The arrogant horn continues speaking, but the beast is slain, its body destroyed and given to the burning flame, showing that rebellion may roar loudly for a season, but it does not write the final chapter, because divine justice does not forget, and heaven is never intimidated. Then Daniel sees something that changes everything. One like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven, approaching the Ancient of Days, and to him is given dominion, glory, and a kingdom that will never be destroyed. A moment that points directly to Jesus Christ, the fulfillment of this prophecy centuries later. This is where the vision becomes deeply Christ-centered, because while beasts represent violent empires rising from chaos, the Son of Man comes from heaven, not from the sea. His authority is not seized, it is given, and his kingdom is not built on fear, but on righteousness and truth. Daniel is troubled by the vision, his face pale, his thoughts disturbed, and that reaction is important because prophecy is not entertainment, it is revelation meant to awaken discernment. And maybe as you watch this, you also feel that tension between fear and hope. The angel explains that the four beasts are four kingdoms that will arise from the earth, but the saints of the Most High will receive the kingdom forever. And here the message becomes personal for you, because history is not only about empires, it is about who you belong to when everything shifts.
The little horn wages war against the saints for a time, times, and half a time, suggesting seasons of persecution and testing. And yet the court shall sit in judgment, and his dominion shall be taken away, reminding you that suffering under injustice does not mean abandonment by God. This vision echoes forward into the imagery later revealed in Book of Revelation, where beasts rise again, showing that the spiritual battle behind kingdoms continues until the final victory of Christ. And Scripture interprets Scripture, connecting Daniel's night vision to the ultimate triumph of the Lamb. The sea represents the restless nations, the beasts represent corrupted power, the horn represents arrogant rebellion, but the throne represents sovereignty, and the Son of Man represents hope that cannot be crushed. And when you understand these symbols, the fear begins to transform into clarity.
The night Daniel saw the beasts rise from the sea was terrifying, but it was also comforting, because it proved that nothing surprises God. Not wars, not dictators, not collapsing systems. And when the world feels unstable, prophecy reminds you that instability was already foreseen. You may look at the news today and feel like another beast is rising, another system growing louder, another voice speaking proud words. But Daniel's vision teaches you to lift your eyes higher than the headlines and focus on the throne above the chaos. Jesus later called himself the Son of Man, directly connecting his mission to this prophecy, and through his death and resurrection, he secured the everlasting dominion Daniel saw in shadow, turning apocalyptic fear into redemptive hope. So, instead of being paralyzed by frightening imagery, you are invited to anchor yourself in Scripture, to read the Word personally, to open the pages of Daniel and Revelation and see how consistently God declares the end from the beginning, strengthening your faith in uncertain times. And if this message spoke to you, stay connected to divine war stories. Continue exploring the Scriptures for yourself. Read them prayerfully. Compare prophecy with the life of Christ, and remember that while beasts may rise from the sea, the Son of Man reigns forever, and his kingdom includes all who trust in him.